I was born in the Philippines. My grandparents from my dad's side petitioned us to come here. And so that happened back in 84. And so my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, I'm the youngest one, we all came here, left the Philippines altogether, and then just settled in good old Loma Linda, California. Yeah, and then so we would live on the bottom floor of my grandparents' house, and then my grandparents would be on the second floor. Yeah, it was a culture shock. Like, I'm like, what is this I'm watching? It's like, is this the most current Spider-Man that I would ever see? Because it seems like the Spider-Man that I would watch would be so old school. And then all of a sudden, everything's like vibrant. Anyway, it was just like mind-blowing. My parents, up until the death of my dad, they've been married for almost 50 years. And from what I've heard from my parents, they got married about 25, 26. So growing up, here I am thinking, okay, I'm going to get married around that age, and then I see that it's me, my brother, my sister. I'm thinking, okay, 3 children, a dog, a cat, whatever. And so that was something I was looking forward to. 25 came around, 26, and it never happened. I'm trying to figure out, okay, Lord, what is it that you want me to do? And this was also in the midst of me, having given myself to the Lord, now having a calling to actually leave a college age ministry that I was attending to possibly pursue a home Bible study. And in the midst of this, I've been praying, and I've been trying to seek what it is that the Lord wants me to do. And it's pretty common that the Lord would keep me up at night, like at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes it would be just me just kind of like emptying out my mind, my heart to the Lord. But this specific time, it was like almost 2 hours into it. I'm just like, okay, what's going on? So I just started praying, and I don't know if it was like in deep meditation or whatnot, but I can hear the Lord telling me, prepare yourself for a time of singleness. And at that moment, it was both bittersweet. I teared up. I teared up because it was a way for me to be able to move forward in a direction where I feel that the Lord is leading me. Prior to that point, I was like at a fork, on the road, like, where do I go? And it just made me be more comfortable moving forward with pursuing the home Bible study. So my singleness, I do see it as a gift from the Lord. Just like what Paul had shared in 1 Corinthians 7, he says that singleness and being married is both a gift from the Lord. And so I've taken, this opportunity to be married to God, to be engaged with what it is that the Lord's doing in my life. So even though it was bitter, I looked forward to the sweetness of it, which again is just being able to be used by the Lord. I was able to go to Haiti. I was there for 10 days. I mean, I can only imagine, if you're married and you have children and all of a sudden, hey, wifey, I'm going to be going to a mission trip for 8 days. I can only see how much of a discussion, will have to come from that. So not only have I been able to go to Haiti, but I also went to Missouri after the tornado. So those were some of the more physical things as far as being God's hands and feet to serve, the less fortunate or maybe people who were affected. But I think even just being able to open up my house for home Bible studies, because like back in California, this went on for 8 years. And I think also it made me be available to some of my brothers who were looking for, a mentorship of sort. I'm able to kick it with them. I mean, there have been times where I would actually be kicking it with guys, who are drugged up, high, and they're just like stinking miserable, midnight, 1 o'clock, and it's because they have nowhere to go. I've been able to open up my house to brothers and sisters who are high and drugged up. Whether you're a male or you're a female, right? Whether you're a teeny little boy or a grown-up, grandma, we are all the bride of Christ, right? And then so we're supposed to be in a state of position where we're just in love with God and we have this relationship with Him. So whether you're married or you're single, that should be our identity, right? It's somewhat the bride of Christ. And so I think when you put that suit on first, everything else, all the other identities that you have becomes established. It's like, okay, well, whether I'm single right now, I'm just going to be completely tied to the Lord. And what does that entail? And in Titus it says, for those of us who are mature, we need to be a pattern of good works to the younger generation. I love who I am, and it's because of who the Lord has made me. So it's this process of just like being restored, being regenerated, being redeemed for His work.